Hi, thanks for joining me today for this new MaxWebMailer session. Today I will talk about MaxWebMailer 8.7.3, a new version that was released a few days ago. And that version includes a series of new features I would like to see with you and explain each one in detail so you can use it better. And one of the very first feature we are going to look at today is the Gmail OAuth2 authentication scheme support. We have added to MaxWebMailer 8.7.3. We have been forced to add that new scheme because Google Gmail is stopping supporting the standard authentication scheme like login and text and MD5. Gmail sent an alert, a notification a few months ago, and this says starting February 15, 2021. G Suite accounts will only allow access to apps using OAuth. In this case, it is OAuth2, the last version. Password-based access will no longer be supported. Password-based access means login and text authentication scheme. Here we have the exact dates for until June, starting June 15, 2020. All new Gmail accounts will only support OAuth2, and till February 15, 2021, existing account will still work with what they call password systems like login and text, as I was saying before. MaxWebMailer is now implementing this new authentication scheme, OAuth2 it is called. There is a specification page. It is quite technical. I will show you how you can set MaxWebMailer to work with Gmail. It is quite simple. It is something you have to do only once. So let's launch MaxWebMailer. You go here in settings. You select your Gmail account. We have already an account here, and here you will select here by default. When you so far you were using your Gmail account, you were using the login scheme. So now, if you click on the scheme pull down menu, you will see a new option called OAuth2. It is the new one you have to select, and then you are going to through the authentication process. Through the Gmail server, in this case the Gmail web pages. It is very simple. You have about 20 seconds to do it, so don't be late. There is a timeout system. So once you start, you will authorize MaxWebMailer to access the Gmail server. This is done through your default browser. So MaxWebMailer will open your default browser. You will select your account. Then you will authorize MaxWebMailer to use your Gmail account, and okay, yeah, that's done. So it is what we are going to do right now. Open browser. Sorry, I will close that because I'm just finished a demo. Yes, here. I just made a demo a few minutes ago. So here you select an account. Then you go to Advanced. You go to MaxWebMailer Pro Unsafe. And then you select allow, and that's all. It says authorization flow completed. You can now close this browser window and return to MaxWebMailer. You close that, and OAuth2 is now ready to be used on MaxWebMailer. We'll do a small test. For example, let's write here hello first name, hello, and let's send a message to myself only with the setting we just created right now. And this is what we get in the delivery panel. Send anyway, send anyway. We are going through a workable and valid OAuth2 authentication. You can see it, OAuth2 here. So this is new. It works perfect, and you are now ready to continue using your Gmail account as usual. You just have to select this new authentication scheme. That is the only thing you have to do. Okay. Now we are going to see a set of new functions. No, sorry. Before we are going to see a new format we have added to MaxWebMailer. It is called the Markdown format. So far we had the plain text HTML, HTML only, web page, and the style text formats. Now we have also the Markdown format. You just have to select it, and now you can start using it. What is the Markdown format? It is very easy. Let's see what they say on the web browser, and let's see at Wikipedia what is the info we get here. Markdown is a lightweight markup language with plain text formatting syntax created in 2004 by John Gruber with Aaron Swartz. Markdown is often used to format MIL files or for writing messages in online discussion forums and to create rich text using a plain text editor. Since its initial description of Markdown contained ambiguities and blah blah blah. What we have to remember is that the Markdown format is a very simple way of writing messages, text, using formatting that doesn't bother when you are reading the text. I mean, if you format with this type of system, you can write plain text and just add a specific text piece of characters to modify the format of the text. For example, we can enter an header, #1 header, just by sorry, I will change. You can, for example, you can pass here or write by hand #1 header. You just write whatever you want here. You not have to write #1 header, but whatever you need to write, the header you need, and then you plus about 10 equal sign just below, and this is what you get on the preview. That's simple. If you now you do the same, but with this way, we'll get #2 header. If you want to be to insert italic text, you use asterisk, the text surrounded by asterisk, this way. If you want to insert bold text, you just use 2 asterisks, this way. If you want to use, if you want to create a list, a simple list, we're going to delete that, sorry, oops. If you want to create a simple list, just this way, a dotted list. If you want to create a numbered list, you just have to put plus the number in front, this way. If you want to insert a link, just do it this way. You plus the text you want to get as for the link, and then the link itself, and it converts to this. I could write, for example, MaxProg. And this is what I get. That's simple. And to insert, for example, an image, you just have to do it this way. the description of the image, the URL of the full path, the absolute path of the image on your server, and the text you want to appear when you go over with your mouse. Here is the preview, and if you go with the mouse, you get the text made with MaxProp. So the text you enter, the format is quite simple. It is there are a lot of possibilities. The full norm is on the internet. The common spec, Max Bruckmeiler actually is implementing the version 2.0.29, the one you have here. You have also on the Wikipedia a lot of examples of how you can format things. Everything you see on this page should work in Max Bruckmeiler as is. And that's it. I hope you will enjoy this. It is a format that is used a lot on the internet, on website to write article responses in forums. I know many people are used to it. So right now you can also use it with Max Bruckmeiler. And as a style text format, we were using so far, when you send Markdown, you actually send HTML, as you can see here. No difference. Okay, now let's see the different functions that have been added to Max Bruckmeiler. There are several of them. They are all available in the edit menu. You have edit encode. It is a new menu that did not exist before. You can encode using base C64, ROT13. You can mask text. You can convert text into hexadecimal or encode URL. Okay, we are going to paste directly. Will be faster. The different possibility. I will go to the message and pass directly. What you can do with all those formats: base64, ROT13, mask, and X. So the first one lets you convert what you have here. It can be a tag or it can be any text you need. It converts the text into base64. Base64, it is a specific encoding used usually to send parameters to the web and make sure the format remain intact. You can send special characters. You can send line breaks. Anything, whatever you send with this format, it will always be converted into a bunch of codes. There is a lot of documentation on the internet about that. It is enough to go to Google and search for base64. There is a Wikipedia page as well that explains what it is and what it is used for. The ROT13. So this is a demonstration of what it looks like when encoding an email address. The ROT13 is a coding system that was used a lot in the past in the Usenet, and it allows you to encode a text, but in a very simple way. What the Wikipedia page says, ROT13, that means rotate by certain places, is a simple letter substitution cipher that replaces a letter with the 30th letter after it in the alphabet. ROT13 is a special case of the cipher, which was developed in an ancient Rome. It is old. Okay. It is funny because you can, for example, send hidden text. Say people, wow, can you guess what I'm saying here? Or to avoid a spoiler, or to send text, or look, if you really want to see this, copy that text and go to that place. There are places on the internet, there are a lot of route 13 disqualifier you can use for that. So this is what it looked like when codifying my email address. And the funny part of it is if encode 13 text that is already encoded that way, will double encode my email address. What I get is the email address again, because it rotates a second time. If rotate by 13 twice, you rotate 26. That means you rotate all the alphabet entirely. So you come back to the original value. This is because it is quite simple encoding system. Then you have a system to mask. Sorry, I forgot to switch here. So this is how it looks like. My email address, and when I double route 13. Sorry, I forgot to switch my screen. So this is route 13 and double route 13, one and twice, and you get here. If you do it only once, and if you do it twice, as I said before, since you are rotating by 13 position in the alphabet twice, you are rotating 26 positions. That is the whole alphabet, the whole number of letters in the alphabet. So you are getting the original string. That is. In to mask text, so here you place whatever text you want, and you get every character in the text replaced by an asterisk. That can be used to send data to someone. For example, this user ID. So you place the user ID. This is your password. You replace the password with whatever the person can see. It was maybe 10 or 5 or 7 characters, but it can't see the characters themselves. They have to ask you to get the real information. And the hexadecimal encoding is to create unique references for each recipient, because this is each value in that string corresponds to the hexadecimal representation of each character: 73, 74, 61, 6A, 40, etc. This string can be reversed like before, like BASIC64. You can take that string and ask on there are pages on the internet. You can place a hexadecimal string and recover the original the string before the encoding. And finally, we can also encode full URLs. So, for example, we can take, I will remove all that. You can take, for example, this URL. I have a ready piece of text to paste here. This is a URL, but is a command. I will add .php here. This is a command on my site that takes the name and the email of each recipient as parameters, and to do something. It could be anything. Add to a database, send stuff. So I have a URL here. I have my two parameters and the data in the tags. If I use the original URL without any encoding, I would have, if I replace, I will reset the information. If I replace, if I don't replace anything, I send the URL that way, I will have this. A space here and at character here. Those characters are not allowed in a URL as parameters. Usually, when you send parameters, special characters and spaces and slash bars and many characters have to be encoded. So the script you are calling will be able to recover the information as is without problems. So the new function that has been added to Max Mailer, this function is available here. It is encode URL, this one. This function takes your URL, your full URL, and will separate each parameter and will encode it. So the result will be a full encoded URL calling your command as before, but with the space replaced with %20 and the @ sign, the @ character replaced by %40. And this format is correct, and it is a security. You are 100% sure your script will be able to process the data exactly as you are sending them to the script. Okay, that is everything about the new URL system encoding. Another thing that has changed in Max Mailer is the default encoding when you are using plain text and when you are using the style text format. Now the only available format encoding charset, or whatever you want to call it, is Unicode UTF-8. This is the native encoding of Max Mailer, the native encoding of macOS, by the way, and very well supported encoding by Windows. So by default it is the encoding, and it supports absolutely anything. You can write on the message body Chinese followed by German and then Spanish, French, whatever you want. It will always be sent correctly because Unicode contains all the alphabets, all the encodings. So instead of having to select a different encoding depending on the type of message you are sending, now you have the same encoding for everything. The only format that that allows you to select the encoding now is the HTML. You can here select any encoding you like. So here it is your responsibility to select the encoding that corresponds to the encoding you have here. Max Mailer sends an alert when you are about to commit an error. When Max Mailer detects the encoding you have selected is not the same as the one on the header, you will get an alert. So you can go back and change it, or continue with your error if you think it has to be that way. Okay. Then another thing that this time it is a fix. We have a fix what is the HTML drag and drop functionality that was broken a few versions ago. So now, as before, you can again take an HTML text and drop it over the message field and then get your HTML loaded as it should. Okay, and also the import from address book has been fixed. It works again. Now here there is very few address to imports, but they are correctly imported. This also was broken, and we have also fixed an important error in MLM. MLM is our statistics scripts with remote list handling. This fix allows you to avoid an error when loading statistics from the statistics panel, the Max Mailer statistics panel. There is a problem with given versions of PHP. Those versions are more strict, and if the size of the data you are returning from the script to Max Mailer is not correctly set, you get an error. This is something technical. I have fixed it for you. So the only thing you have to do is to download the MLM from our site, or look at the last Max Mailer version and try to upload lm.php and lm functions.php, the two files on your server, and that will fix the problem for all. And that's it. Everything I've told today, I always use a Mac as a demo system, but everything I have told today is perfectly valid for Windows as well. I have a Windows machine here, and everything I have told you about today is exactly the same here. You can see I am using exactly the same text, and you can get exactly the same result with the new encoding function base64, etc., etc. And the Markdown system works also exactly the same way. This is the same example we have been using so far. If you go to preview, you get exactly the same result. Max Mailer for Windows and for macOS shares 99% of the code. So what you see on both systems are identical. Sometimes very little interface problem, little interface issues. If you see any of them, please contact me and tell me, so I can fix it. So I hope I don't forget anything for today. I hope you enjoyed this video with all those new functions, and I hope they will be useful for you. If you have any problem, please contact me by email or through our system chat. Please also don't forget to subscribe to this channel, so you will be notified next time there is a video available, live or a new video. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time for new stuff on Max Mailer. Have a good day.